Hi, I'm Lee, and this is my story. I hear people talk about wanting to return to their carefree childhood days, but when I was growing up, I always felt uneasy. I tried every way I could to relieve the unrest. By high school, that included sleeping with a lot of girls and heavy drug and alcohol use. When I was 18 or 19 years old, my lifestyle had become so chaotic that my parents kicked me out of the house for the second time. For the next 6 months or so, I plunged deeper into dealing and doing drugs, sleeping around, and running from the brokenness inside, all while smiling and playing the life of the party. I managed to keep the same girlfriend for about a year, despite lying and cheating. As much as I was capable, I loved her. When she told me she was pregnant, we were both terrified. I was staying at someone else's house, dealing drugs, living a wild lifestyle. She was 16, still in high school. We were partiers every day. So much from that time is just a blur. But I remember when we told my parents. My girlfriend cried the whole time. And even though they said they'd help and we didn't have to have an abortion, there was just no way we could see ourselves stopping everything and becoming parents. I ended the relationship soon after the abortion, but at the time I didn't connect the breakup to the abortion. Shortly after, my house was raided by the police and I ended up in and out of jail and rehab. It was roughly 9 months after the abortion that I surrendered my life to Jesus. That was the start of my healing journey. As part of my recovery, I sought and received forgiveness for things I'd done. I apologized to my ex-girlfriend. I even spoke about my experiences at events and in different ministries, but something was missing. I felt bad about the abortion and the disconnect I felt from the child. That feeling intensified after getting married and starting having kids. I shared my feelings with my wife, who encouraged me to seek help. A guy who had been impacted by abortion and had gone through recovery recommended attending an after-abortion healing retreat, which proved to be a turning point for me. Later, I attended a men's conference and heard a panel of guys speaking about their experiences with abortion. And I noticed many of them had named their children as part of their healing process. But all I could think was, I can't do that. I don't even know the child's gender. Well, on my way home, I listened to Lucy by Skillet. It's a song about grief, regret, and hope for healing after abortion. And I felt a strong connection to a baby girl. And I was finally able to give her a name, Catherine. In the following weeks, I worked through some healing resources and connected with a guy from Support After Abortion. I learned how doing something as a memorial to honor our children can be a big part of the healing process. I wanted to write a letter to my child, but I put it off, waiting for the perfect time. But when I finally began, words came that I didn't even realize I wanted to say. I felt connected with my daughter as I poured my heart out to her. The idea of holding a ceremony, it felt right to me, but I struggled to put something together. Again, I was waiting for perfection, clearly still working through the guilt. I reached out to my oldest best friend, who had also turned his life around. He was completely understanding and supportive. we decided to have a ceremony in the area we grew up in, where everything had happened. He chose the place and drove. It all felt weird. I was nervous. I was unsure of what to even wear or what to do. And we pulled up to a cemetery that I had passed 1,000 times. We parked and walked over to a garden spot. He said when he and his wife had 2 miscarriages, the hospital did a ceremony for them in this special burial ground for children whose lives had ended prematurely. My friend spoke a few words and we prayed together. I read out loud the letter that I had written to my daughter. I cried, and we sat on the ground for a bit talking and reflecting. He gave me a few moments by myself, and I spoke to God and to my daughter. And when I got up to leave, I noticed a small pink granite rock that stood out among the rest of the garden. And it felt like the perfect memento to honor her. When I got home, I wrote the date on the back of the stone and set it on my dresser as a tangible reminder of her. In the weeks following the ceremony, I continued to process my emotions. The journey has been long and painful, but I'm so grateful for the healing and peace that I found.